March 23rd.
Hello, my name is C.SCHMIDT. And I will be on the D Hall and People Show. This Sunday, March the 23rd, and we are going to be talking about the upcoming events that I am going to be announcing at. Also, other things like what upcoming fights, everything in the boxing world. So send your questions, your comments to us. This has been a J. York production. We will see you then.
In North Carolina, there's only one podcast. The podcast of the people. We report the news. We report the opinions. We give the people a voice. We give the people the plug. Plug into the People's Show. A J. York production.
Hello to everybody. Welcome you to the People Show, in conjunction with my man, J. York Productions. Man, so much is going on. So much has been happening here in the last, 2 to 3 days. Wow. First of all, let's talk a little bit about George Foreman. Everybody know who George Foreman is. I want to say that it was really a shocker to me, but he was a excellent person. Always seemed to be jolly. Even when he was commentating for HBO. Two-time world heavyweight champion. Came back at the age of 45 and won it, Tremendous guy. Also, former WBA lightweight champion Livingston Bramble passed away too. He's famous for fighting Ray Boom Boom Mancini twice, and he has passed away also. So, two great fighters, tremendous gladiators of sport, has passed away. That's we all must go, so that's the way it goes. But I just want to, harp on that a little bit. A lot of fights that went on this past weekend. Sebastian Bondora versus Cordell Booker. That was on Prime. I'm quite sure y'all saw that. Some of y'all might have saw that fight, which was interesting. But one that really interested me on that card, and I just want to talk about this one, was Elijah Garcia versus Terrell Goucher. I watched that fight, and I mean, from my eyes saw a little bit different than what the scorecards had been presented by the judges. I thought he won the fight. That's my opinion, and I think most of the people saw that fight also. But anyway, we just want to touch on a few things before we get into what we normally do. This is an online program that is the work of talk and discussion. It's an online talk show that educate adult audiences. Parental advisory is advised. Some things may not be advised for children. So if you would, watch your children, because sometimes I get out of pocket You dig what I'm saying? I get out of pocket a little bit. But glad to have my man on. It's been since I think August of 23 since the last time that he was on. But he's back. So we got quite a bit to talk about. It's different tonight, a little bit different because we usually come on at 4, but we make accommodations for our guests. And tonight, share the video. That's one thing I want you to do. Share the video if you would, please. We come on tonight at 7 Central, his time. It's been a while. Glad to have him on. Salute to you, Ty Finney. Yeah, my man. What's happening, brother? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. And everybody that's in right now, let's go. Let's get my man in. I know he's ready to go. He's always ready to go. Every time I see this guy, there's not a moment that he's not ready to go, especially when he's in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying? Let's go, my man. Brother.
Donnie, thanks so much for having me again on the show. The show hotter than ever. It's been the people you've been getting on the show. It's so cool to be a part of this right here. I know you could have had anybody in the boxing world that would like to come onto your show, and you made an accommodation for me today because I was driving home from a gig I did in down near Mexico, and so I just want to say thanks for having me, and I can't wait to talk about boxing.
Yes, that's what we're here for tonight. A lot of things are going on in boxing, and you was at a show last night that you was doing in Texas. There, tell me a little bit about that. What was going on last night there?
Well, last night it was a GT promotion show that happened in Edinburgh, Texas, which is right on the Mexican border. It was put on by a former fighter contender, Raul Tigre Cáceres from Edinburgh, Texas, along with his partner Hector Cavazos. And they asked me to come in, so I said absolutely. I loved it. The fans of the Rio Grande Valley and in South Texas, they're rabid boxing fans. They love boxing, and I went down there. It was their first ever show put on by that promotion, and it turned out to be a standing room only show. It was full of all that energy, all that passion, all that desire, all that drive that you love when you see the sweet science. And
Wow.
so I love being the voice of it, and I just had to drive back home today after, we had a fun, energy-filled night. And
Wow.
So I'm back here now, and I'm thrilled to be on the show.
Great. That's great. Outstanding. Yeah, outstanding. I see you all the time on Facebook, and you're always working, man. You're always working, and that's great. Because it keeps you doing what you want to do. I want to say hello to some people that's arriving now. That's coming in right here. It's like it's cranking up right now. Matter of fact, if y'all want to call in, you see the number running across the screen there, 919-410-8736, or you can call through the messenger. That way, if you're connected to me, you call through the messenger, and you still get the same service as if you was calling on the phone. So I want to say hello to my man Victor Santiago. Victor, another podcaster, filmmaker, actor. This guy does it all. He'll be on April the 3rd right here on the People Show, and we're glad to have him on. First time ever. Been trying to get him on for 2 years. Maybe it's part of this, I think. Ty Finney says, let's see what Ty Finney says. He says, I went to Texas a few years ago and attended Virgil Ortiz versus Maurice Hooker. Shout out to all my family and friends there. Yeah, Ty Finney. Yeah, thank you for coming in. Christian, it's been a while. Like I said, August 2023. Look, I want you to tell me what has changed since August 2023 to now 2025.
Well, for me personally, now I'm working with TV Azteca Texas, which is a streaming service. And ironically, as of 2 weeks ago, ESPN ended their contract with Top Rank, meaning, believe it or not, there is no professional boxing on linear television.
What?
Believe it or not. Now, people at home, they can decide, is that a good thing, a bad thing? For me, of course, I'm going to say it's a good thing because I work for a streaming service. And I mean, for example, the fans that watch us on TV Azteca Texas, they get to watch the fights for free. And I mean,
Wow.
you can't beat that. No paying for apps, no pay-per-view. You don't even have to pay for cable service. But to
Wow.
think that the business has evolved into this. I mean, I think I saw the first streamed show was like 2007, a Don King show, and it was like, whoa, is this the
Mhm.
future? Now, linear television extinct. You cannot, as of at least right now, watch
Right
boxing
now.
on linear television. And that, to me, to answer your question, is the biggest shocker right now. It's like, whoa,
Wow.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
everything
Yeah.
is streamed now. I
Yeah.
think it's a good thing because, well, obviously I'm in the business where we do stream, but at the same time, now you have access to watching just about anybody you want to
Yeah.
watch. I mean, whether it's somebody in another state, another country, somebody
Yeah.
you've only read about, and obviously, normally in the past they wouldn't have, Showtime or HBO or ESPN there, giving them that coverage. You find the
Mhm.
link that it's being aired on, and you can
Yep.
watch that fighter or a fighter
Right.
you saw 3, 4, 5 years ago. You're like, I wonder he's fighting this weekend in this
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
And now
Yeah.
that it's being streamed, you can follow and you can build that synergy. So, I mean, this
Yeah.
opens up a huge platform to people in the business like us.
Yeah, and I want to go back, harp on a little bit what you just said. And I noticed that once I heard that Top Rank, well, wasn't going to be with ESPN anymore and with all that stuff. That right there I said to myself, I said, it's over now. I mean, what I'm saying is the streaming, because streaming, like you said, streaming is coming in, and there's going to be no more of that. Just what you talked about, and I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming uh, way back when HBO left. Because everything was going over into streaming now, and people can do so much, and it's cheaper. And then Turkey Al-Sheikh, I was going to talk about him for a hot second. He's involved, and the package. I think he had a package the other week was something like, I don't know, it was up on a $25 or something like that, man. And it had the big card that they had, and so everything is evolving now to where people can. It's easier for people to get into boxing more that way, and so in that sense, yep. Um, uh, Christian, let's talk a little bit because a lot of people want to know how you got into announcing, being a combat announcer throughout your career. How did you get started? How did it go about?
Well,
Come about.
when you become a ring announcer, MMA announcer, Lupe Contreras said this: you don't really find the business finds you. The reason why I say that is because there are so little opportunities. Not a lot of little kids grow up saying, one day I want to be an announcer. There's a way that you find like a backdoor into this business, or it finds you, like Lupe said. And the way it found me was, I used to host a TV show about 25 years ago. Wow, in San Antonio, called The Edge. And one day I interviewed Shawn Michaels, former WWE champion, and I
Mhm.
got to know the independent wrestling community in that area. And they asked me to come be a part of their show, and it kind of went from there. So I became a wrestling announcer on the indie
Mhm.
scene in high school gyms and armories and parking lots and state fairs and college festivals
Mhm.
and things like that. And during
Okay.
that time, I sent in one story about a local pro boxing event that happened. It was James Coker versus Alex Rios. When I sent it in, they posted the results. It's on fightnews.com, and they said, you want to be a correspondent? So I was a correspondent, a writer for them for
Mhm.
10 years. And then I was also announcing independent wrestling, which is totally different in some aspects. And then
Right.
doing both of those things, I was trying to get my shot as a ring announcer. I started meeting all
Mhm.
these promoters because they would know me, because they'd all be nice to me, because they would get coverage on their event, and they didn't have to pay me. Their payment to me was tickets. And so I get a front row seat, and I
Mhm.
enjoyed doing that because I got to, boxing all been my passion. And so finally,
Yeah.
it was in 2014 in Laredo, Texas, AAA Promotions. Vito Martinez did not have a announcer. It was like a
Mhm.
radio guy. He said, he can't come. I know you said one day if I need it. I go, yeah. Started then. And it's a long,
Mm.
hard road because there's so
Yeah.
much
Yeah. Yeah.
competition, and really not a lot of platforms. A lot of times people say things like, did you go to school for this? No, because there really wouldn't be a school that could field enough opportunities. to do it. So it's gone
And
from
that's what,
there. And then,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I asked the question, because some people, might want to know, how do you become? But it's just what you said as you were speaking. It comes to you. So, and that makes a lot of sense. You know what I'm saying? In that form and fashion. So some people may want to know how, and to me, and you explained that quite well, how that came about. Want to say some hello to some people. Jay York has just came in. What's up, Jay? Good to see you. T-Bone out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Always coming on the show. Hope you feel better, my man. He's been having some issues there, but he's still here, part of the People Show. You've been a ring announcer for a while now, and there are some challenges that you go through. What are some of the difficulties? We know there's a good side to to what you do. What is the difficulties that you find in announcing?
Well, it's so few events and then so much competition. You got to fight for that spot. It's very, very hard to get a spot on a show, because you look at your typical boxing show, and how many fighters do you have? 16. If you want to be a judge, they usually have maybe 3 to 5. If you want to be a ref, they usually have 2 or 3. Cup man, there's usually about 10 to 14. Trainers about 12. How many announcers? Just one. So you've got to get you gotta be that only one. So that's got to be the number one challenge. The other challenge is, once you do get a job, a lot of times you have to get the information on the competitors yourself, and that means social media. And unfortunately, and to any fighters watching, please listen up. You've got to make sure that you man your social media accounts, because a lot of times, like myself and Donnie, that's how we communicate with people. And it's so annoying when you don't get a response.
That's 100. I'm glad. 100. Yep. Go ahead, Christian. Yep. That is so true. Go ahead.
So you're going on Facebook and Instagram, and you're trying to find wherever you can, and you sent the message 3 days ago. When are you going to respond? I need this information about you. I did an MMA event.
Hold on just a minute.
Okay. A couple of weeks ago, and it was in Hidalgo, Texas. 2 girls were the main attraction. One girl took the time to answer my inbox. So, and I was commentating that one. Got to tell all her story. The other girl, no response. So I had 0 to talk about. So in other words, I mean, all the competitors, you want to tell your story, well, then you have to be accessible. And if anybody, that's my old Facebook, that's my old Instagram, well, then take it down. Because we don't know that.
Right.
And so that would be my most challenging thing, is just so many times it's hard to get in touch with some of these people. That's why, like, I check my social media all day, every day, all my points of contact, because I think if, for example, a podcaster like yourself or a promoter or somebody wants to get in touch with me, they don't hear back, they're just going to move on. And I missed that opportunity. So make yourself successful.
And you know what? You hit it right. You hit the nail right with the hammer. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna tell you something. What you just said, me and Jay been preaching that for years now. You have to be accessible. You have to contact us. You have to talk to us. And because what happens is, we're gonna move on. And you said it. We're not gonna wait for you. We go because we got other people that want to come in. If you're not accessible, well, we can get hold of you when we, because we asking you to come here. We actually, in a sense, we're doing you a favor. I mean,
absolutely.
We're doing. I mean, that's
I agree with you completely.
And me and Jay been preaching this for months and years and years. You have to be. We want to get hold of you. We want to talk to us. Don't have us hanging. And you said it right on the head. Right on the head. Jay's on the line. Jay.
Oh, go ahead.
Come on. Well, I got a call on this. Jay, come on in.
Yeah. What's going on? How's everybody doing today?
Everybody's doing great, man. Good to hear from you.
All right. All right. All right. I got a question. And my question now, don't nobody get weirded out when I ask this question. And I'm kind of going to be like paraphrasing a little bit from what I'm saying. And this is about the guy, what's his name? Turkish Al-Sheikh.
Yeah, Turkey.
That okay. So I want to get the young man's thoughts on, a couple of things I've been reading about in the tabloids, and I don't know this guy, And so, yeah, Turker Al-Sheikh, if you're watching, don't get offended, please. But I'm just saying some stuff that I have read in the tabloids about that guy.
Okay. Hold on just a second. Hold on just a second, Jay. Christian, your picture has went black. Your picture has went black, so you may have to go out and come back in. Ty Finney, we'll get to your question here in a minute, but go ahead, Jay.
So what the question I wanted to ask was, what was his thoughts on that guy? Like, because what I've been reading about this guy is that he's like Illuminati and stuff, and he offered on his roster. He got certain fighters on his roster, certain fighters that he supports and pays, stuff like that, and he gets them a lot of money for fights and stuff. I think recently he offered Mike Tyson. I'm not sure about this, but I think he offered Mike Tyson, what was it, 70 million or something like that to refight the guy Jake Paul. And just other fighters that he's involved with. They have these big paydays. You know what I'm saying? Like, and somebody. I mean, what they're writing about him, that he's, like Diddy or something. Not like Diddy. On whatever Diddy's doing. But I'm saying, like, he's got that money. You know what I mean? Like Diddy. You know what I mean? And if you link in with him, you know what I mean, you can have a good payday. If whoever you fight, right. So I just wanted to get his thoughts on that.
Christian did
he come back in?
Yeah, he came back in and then he went back out. Christian, your screen is black again. I'm going to elaborate a little bit. First of all, let me say hello to some people in here. I think it's Miss what is that? Miss Holy Bitch Queen. That's her name. Is that your name? That's what her name is.
What the? What?
Miss Bitch Holy Bitch Queen. On YouTube. So hello to you. Ty Finney had a question too also. We'll get to your question here, Ty Finney, in just a minute. David Peace Monroe, what's up, my man? How you doing? See you all the time on Facebook. And Miss Holy Bitch Queen says, brother in the shadows talking boxing. Yeah, okay. All right. But Christian just went out. He'll be back in a few minutes. But I'm going to elaborate just a little bit, and Christian probably can go into it a little bit further, what you're talking about. But I think Turkey, if my understanding is correct, this guy's got a lot of money, of course, and he's got a country, and that country, if I'm not mistaken, that country furnishes him money or something like that, something to that nature. I'm gonna bring you back in, Christian, to that nature. So Jay was asking a question. First of all, let me get Ty Finney's question out. He said, Christian, do you do any commentating for the WWE events?
No, I mean, I've never been at that level. I've done independent wrestling, lucha libre, different types of, stuff. Like, as far as like a smaller scale, as far as the big level now. I've never done WWE.
Okay, never done WWE. Okay, great question there by Ty Finney. I think Jay was on. Jay was on, and his question. You faded back out again. Going to black. Went to black again. Yeah, but I think Jay was asking a question, something to the nature of about Turkey Al Sheikh and the money that that he had. And I guess he's trying to figure out where, probably where is he getting all this money from? That country is Saudi Arabia. That's where he's getting it from, because they probably making money and they giving it to him. Broad South, I think that you were in here somewhere. I want to shout my man out. He was on last weekend. Shout out my man Broad South, which I was introduced by Christian Schmidt to him. Great show we had the other week with him. Thank you so much for your support. But we're here. We're still here. Still doing what we do. But yeah, Christian is back out. He'll be back in here for just a few minutes. But yeah, I want to talk on a little bit while he's coming back. I want to talk a little bit about about this. I know March Madness is going wild and all that's going on. And right now, it's a popular thing with basketball for the young kids. That's great. I've been looking at it the whole weekend off and on, watching. I don't think we got one team in the ACC left in that March Madness. Here we go. We're back. It keep popping out on you, Christian, huh? It keeps popping out on you. Can you hear me? It keeps popping out on you, huh? You can't hear. You can't hear. Okay. He said he can't hear. There's something. Let's see here. You may have to go back out. Let me see. Let's see here. Yeah, it's got some technical difficulties there on his end, on that end there. If I can't. Oh, you got your mic muted. Your mic is muted. That's what it is. Let me see if I can send him a message right quick. Your mic. Okay, here we go. Okay. Can you hear me now, Christian? Is your mic muted? Let me see if I can text him. Y'all just bear with me just a second here. Sometimes we go through some little changes. Yes, muted. Yeah. Okay. Just sending him a message because I think his mic is muted there. So, can you? Well, he can't hear me. Clicking out. Wow. Right? When you try to do good, stuff like this happens. When you're doing good, you got stuff going on and it's real well. Hopefully we can get it back on. But yeah, there's a lot of boxing, and I was talking about March Madness, and I was talking about ACC because I'm here in the region of North Carolina. So, matter of fact, North Carolina got knocked out in Clemson. I think we had 4 teams. I can't remember who the fourth one was. Excuse me. Yeah. But as I said, March Madness was going on. Boxing, a lot of fights this weekend over what is it? Pro Box TV. They had boxing over there. They had it on Prime Video. And there's so much going on. And then, the talk of George Foreman, Livingstone Bramble. It's just we're getting it back. See if we can't get it back in here. Yeah. I think I see you. we have a little technical difficulty, but we're gonna work through it. We're gonna work through it. Yeah, sometimes these things happen.
Tell you what, guys, I'm just going to change locations. I'm so sorry about this, guys. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I hear you now. I hear you now. I can hear you. Well, yeah. So you're gonna change location, so maybe that'll help too. That's no problem. Yeah, I can hear you. David Peace Monroe, what's going on, man? Technical difficulty. Yeah, T-Bone says technical difficulties. The show must go on. Yes, that's for sure. That's for sure. The show will go on, and I'm glad to have y'all here and being a part. I know it's a night that it's a little later. Usually I come on at 4, but we accommodated my man Christian to help him out because he was coming back from announcing a fight, so we wanted him on. Of course, it's 7 there. Well, it's after 7 now, and it's after 8 here. So we wanted to get him on. He hadn't been on since, like I said, August of 2023, and so it's been a while. But hey, it is what it is. Sometimes things like that happen, for sure. Yep. But anyway, as I said, there was so much going on this weekend. So much happening. In the boxing world today, and March Madness going on, all this going on, different things. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yeah, man. What's going on, man? God knows. Everything is going haywire, man. We talk about Illuminati, and boy, everything just fell apart.
I'm telling you.
We're not talking about that no more.
I don't know what's going on.
The devil let us down. Good God.
I don't know what happened there.
The devil jumped into that one. Now you talking about on this show.
Well, that come out of nowhere. But yeah, I don't know.
Came out of nowhere.
Yes, sir. I think Christian is trying to get back in. He said he just went out or something to that nature. So okay, we got a call. Okay, I got a call coming in. Let me grab this one, Jay. Okay. Yeah, let me grab this.
All right.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? I don't know what happened there. It seemed like things are going haywire. Yes, T-Bone said the devil is a lie. You got that right, brother. Devil is a lie. That's for sure. But anyway, we're here. And I want to thank y'all for being here through the rough times, because sometimes it's kind of rough too. So, we got to deal with the good and deal with the bad. That's how that go, man. I think Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Okay, no problem. Caller.
Yeah, what's going on? Hey, what's going on?
Hey, what's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm live on air.
Yeah, you're on the air, but you're kind of breaking up a little bit there. What's your name? Oh, who is it? Brandon Lasky?
Yeah, it's the Honey Bun Bandit. You already know who it is.
Yes, sir. Good to talk to you, man. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good, man. My thing is, man, I've had the pleasure of working with C.SCHMIDT, man. He's a really good announcer, man. So, I believe everybody in this business got a purpose in life, man, and they trying to go somewhere with it. So, man, my hat's off to him, man. May he keep shining and grinding just like everybody else. You understand?
Yes, sir. Great guy, Christian is. Always good to have him on. He's last time he was on. It's been over a year now, but we got to try to keep. I want to keep trying to getting him on more and more, as well as you yourself. Yeah, Christian is a great gentleman, and I love the way that he presents himself when he come on the People Show for sure.
Right on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right on. This is ain't nothing but love at the People Show, man.
That's it.
Shoot, it's been a good day so far, man. I enjoyed the show. You know, the Honey Bun Bandit, he always watching, man. So you know how that is.
Yeah, so you sitting back and where you sit back in the cut watching.
Man, yeah, you know I'm always on the scene, man. I'm mean and lean and green on the scene. You understand?
No doubt.
Yeah, so right on. But you know, man. But like I said, man, everybody out here trying to make it to the top, man. So you know, just all I can say, man, keep pushing and keep hustling, man. That's it.
All right, man.
Because man, that one no gonna be a yes, you did.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's exactly right, man. You have to keep doing what you do, because after a while that door would open and it'll open and be overflowing for you. But you have to keep going for sure.
Well, man, I'm gonna tell y'all what, man. The Honey Bun Bandit finna disappear. I'm finna get back to work, man, because you know we had a tornado up here, so yeah, we had to send us to another plant to do some work, you know.
Okay.
And you know, I'm so pretty. I'm like Muhammad Ali. I'm so pretty. I'm so good. You understand? Yeah, man, Christian, keep doing what you're doing, man, and may y'all be easy. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Brandon.
All right, y'all.
All right.
Bye.
Times. We appreciate him coming in and saying those words about Christian, because you know, it's nice to hear from other announcers also. Yep. What do you say, T? T says the Honey Bun Bandit is in the house. He left the daggone stage, man. He did what I'm saying. He left the stage. Yeah, T. I didn't see your message until just then. So I'm sorry, my apologies for that, but he just jetted out of here. I guess he got all the honey buns he wanted. He's gone. Great guy. But yeah, hopefully Christian will be back in here in a few minutes. And he'll be able to talk with us, because we was getting into some things there that I wanted to talk to and hadn't finished. I had a few more questions that I wanted to ask him, and Jay did too. So we'll just give him a few more minutes and see if he's going to pop back in here. You know. All right, excuse me. I get a little thirsty sometime. I get to talking, so you know how that. Let's see what we got. I think we got him back. Let's see here. Let's see if we can get him in here. Christian, you're going to need to connect your mic and your camera, brother. Just to let you know. So I think you're trying to get in here, but your mic and your camera is not connected for sure. But yeah, sometimes just looking at some stuff over here. Yeah, sometimes we run into, you know, we can do. I always do a test run with all my guests, and I make sure that everything is working beforehand. But it's not to say that things, you know, when you go live on the day of, you know, things happen, and it's out of my control and probably out of his control too. So we you know, we, like I said, he wanted to apologize to everybody for what's going on. We understand, Christian. There's no problem. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking. I just bringing that up, Jay. You know, and we did have a test run. The test run was good. But this is an important time for everybody to understand what the importance of, you know, yeah, okay, yeah, we see you, Christians. It's okay, no problem. The importance of doing a test run, and as Christian said beforehand too. What do you call it? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Man, it's the one and only T-Bone calling out of Fayetteville, North Kakalaki. What's happening?
What's happening, brother? Good to hear from you. Thank you for calling in, my man. Always, brother. Thank you for calling in.
Yes, sir, man. I was hoping the guy would get back get back on the horn and answer Jay's questions, because it was very interesting.
Yeah.
And I was waiting to hear what his response was. I know it would have been a brilliant answer.
Oh yeah.
And I was waiting for that, but I hope everybody's doing very well.
Yes.
I'm on the show,
Yes.
I had to ice down my hands. I got nerve damage, man. So I had to ice down my hands so I can be able to, hold this phone too close to my ain't as young as I used to be.
I know it, man. I know what you're saying, man.
But I make it do what it do. And I thank God for allowing me to see another day right along with the rest of everybody out there in the world.
Yeah, that's great, man. I'm glad you're doing well. I didn't know that you was had those issues, but you're seem like to me you're doing a lot better in all that. So Christian is
yeah. I might get back with y'all.
Okay, brother. Thank you so much.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, I'd like to apologize to everybody. I am really sorry. That has never happened. I don't know what happened with my phone, but so I am very sorry to Donnie and everybody watching. I want to give a shout out to my boy Brandon Lashley, Big Man Magic. That guy's voice is booming, powerful. You can hear his passion when he announces. And it was a pleasure to work with him in Huntsville back in January at the Brawl South show with Steve McDowell. And, the thing that's fun about Brandon, when I talk to him, we speak the same language because we're both announcers. I mean, he is the best announcer in Arkansas. Wow. And he's up and coming. He's moving places. He's making moves. He and I are about the same age. And I just want to say thank you, Brandon, for those kind words that you said about me. And I enjoyed his interview with you, Donnie. Watched that. I'm not sure when it was, but it was great having him. And I highly recommend that you bring Brandon back on in the future. Big Man Magic. Nobody has that name. It's really, really fitting to him because he does bring the magic.
Yeah. He always also goes by the name of the Honey Bun. he had us laughing one night, me and Jay, about that thing about the Honey Bun Bandit. It was so funny. But anyway, he was just on. He just called and was speaking highly of you, and we appreciate Brandon for calling in. Jay had called in. Hopefully Jay will call back. See, the question that he had was about Turkey Island Sheik, but hopefully he can call back and speak on that question again. But we're going to move further along with the program here. Christian, you're a ring announcer. I mean, who would you say that you have? I don't know if you watch any of them or not, but that you admire as a ring announcer, that you really just truly admire.
Oh, so many. And I watch them all the time, and I try to see what they're doing. And, I'll see an announcer do something, and I'll say, well, I don't like the way that looks. And then I'll make sure I don't do it. And then I'll see a ring announcer do something that I'll say, I like the way that does look. And then I'll try to incorporate it as a part of my game. I try to grab all the best things I can find from announcers all over the world, whether they're doing English or whether they do it in Spanish. And I'm like, oh, that's good. Or that one word sounded good, because all of us can be looking to improve. Every time I grab that mic, I look to improve. I look to do something better each and every time, no matter how many times I've done it. I'm always looking to improve my craft. And I think the time, if you're going to be good in this game, whether it's a ring announcer, a podcaster, a fighter, a referee, a cut man, a trainer, whoever, on the day you say, well, I've learned enough, that's when you need to hang it up. That's when you need to call it a day, because then, I mean, that's it. It doesn't matter how long you've done this, and for the rest of my life doing this, I'm always going to be looking to improve my game and get better. So yeah, I absolutely do. Announcers like, I look up to Lupe Contreras. He is based out of Houston. He's from Reynosa, Mexico, bilingual, perfect Spanish, English, the voice, his style, the way he dresses. Jimmy Lennon Jr., with the outfit that he wears, you know, and of course, stereotypically, you'd say Michael Buffer. Everybody
Yeah,
says that that Velveteen voice, but I mean, there's other fantastic announcers, great voices
yeah,
like
yeah,
Jeremiah
yeah.
Gallegos. And then a friend of mine, Mike Falvo, who's up in Albany, New York. I don't understand why he is not even bigger. He's so talented, but I hope to see him at the top level. There is,
Yeah.
you know, big man magic. Brandon Lashley, like I said, he's the best in Arkansas,
Yeah,
the best
yeah,
announcer, the best voice in Arkansas. You know, in that area,
yeah,
really. A
yeah.
younger guy named Bryce Boudreaux out of Louisiana, Dave Dynamite Hardy. Yeah, I watch all of them. I watch all
Right.
of them.
Right.
I like this. I don't like
Yeah.
this. So
Yeah.
yes,
Okay. Got a call coming in. Let's get this call. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Okay, this is Jay again. Let's let's try this question one more time.
sorry, Jay.
This time, if we cut on this time, let me ask this question no more.
I know that's right.
That might be double watching somewhere. Anyway, so our question was about Turkish Al Shoot. Okay, in the tabloids, they have been writing about him being a part of the Illuminati, and the boxers that's on his roster have these great paydays, you know, and if you're under him, you know, you are just about guaranteed to get these high paying fights, and you're going to have a great payday dealing with this guy. I just wanted to know what your thoughts were. Do you think that some of these fighters are signing their name in blood on these contracts and messing with this guy? And do you think that he is part of the Illuminati? And do you believe in the Illuminati?
Well, by the fact that I'm not working with him, it's a terrible idea. I hate it. Stop it now. And then if I sign with him, oh, he's a genius. Oh, he's the smartest guy of all time in boxing. That's just being honest.
Oh wow.
You know, and
Yeah.
that's how we all are. I like the fights and everything happening in the United States, because it's just closer to where I am, and I mean the U.S. has been the powerhouse in boxing, and I want it to stay the powerhouse in boxing. It's kind of
Right.
like something I don't like it. You know, I'm used to seeing the big fights from the bright lights of Las Vegas or the Madison Square Garden in New York City. Occasionally Los Angeles, places like Jerry World in Dallas, even Miami, and my hometown is San Antonio. So, do I like it? No, I don't.
You being honest.
I don't. No. He's got tons of money.
Right.
He's got
Right.
so much money. Is it a
Yeah.
good idea for boxing? You know, given the most straight answer, I mean, like I said, I mean, I'm not involved. So of course I'm going to say, you know, up front, no. That
Right.
is TBD, to be determined if it is good for boxing or not. Because right now, this is kind of just starting. You know,
Right.
we're kind of getting used to like, wait, we're seeing, you know, Fury Usyk and Rida Saudi. What the heck? We're just now seeing it. Past 2 or 3 years. In fact,
Yeah.
about 5 years, we're gonna
Mm.
we're gonna see. I mean, maybe it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it is a good thing. Maybe it isn't. So
Mhm.
it's definitely different, but boxing's evolving. Like we were talking at the top of the show before I had my technical issues.
Right.
It's evolving. Boxing is evolving, whether you like it or you don't like it. I like it, but I mean, it's changing now, and that is also changing. It's just so different for us that are fans from, you know, 10, 20, 30, even beyond 40 years ago, to have these big fights in these places that we've never heard of or can't pronounce.
Mhm.
So that's TBD if it's a good thing to as far as boxing goes. Is he a part of the Illuminati? That I have no idea. I just know about him. Yeah, I don't know about that, but awesome work, Jay. By the way, I want to give Jay a shout out because he made my video. It looked fire. I was like,
Yeah.
whoa, this looks really good. So Jay is tremendously talented, and And Donnie, you and he make a great team. So keep up
Appreciate
the great
that.
work.
Yeah, we appreciate that, man.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it. So you didn't ask the question though. Do you believe there is Illuminati? Point blank. Do you believe there is one?
I don't know that much about it. I'm sorry. I wish I could. It's not
Good answer.
something I know, to be honest with you. So
Good answer.
sorry.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so you would say that a lot of these sports figures and stuff like that that have these high paydays and stuff like that, you would say it was just a stroke of luck, or is something more to it? Is it something else involved where they're getting these high paying fights?
It's a combination of everything because, luck is a lot to do with it, of course, because Dana White recently is quoted in saying timing is everything. I mean, the most real comment that I've heard in a long time. I'm going to give you a personal example of myself. It has to do with baseball. And I used to be a pro baseball announcer. And to piggyback off the timing is everything, I was working for the Laredo Tecos as their PA. And I called one time the Miami Marlins. I barely even knew this phone number. The PA guy picked up and I told him who I was. And I said, well, I'm vacationing in Miami and, I'm a PA. And he goes, let me give you some free tickets. Got free tickets. Mm-hmm. My wife and I got to be up in the press box for the Miami Marlins all for free. Just because I decided to dial the phone number. Stephen Boyer, great guy, it just picked up. And I was like, it's one of those things that obviously the majority of the time it doesn't go anywhere, but going back to what he said, timing is everything. So yeah, a lot of it is luck because a lot of these athletes, it's the time and the place. And I mean, a lot of the athletes had to have that support system or those other people, just like fighters do, as far as management, cutmen and trainers, fans, people that are podcasters that are there to give them that platform as well. Absolutely, it has a lot to do with it as far as the money that they're getting paid and things of that nature. I mean, in the boxing world, they're earning every penny. And sometimes it burns when you look and you see, Terrence Crawford's getting paid X a million, or Canelo's getting paid this a million, or Usyk or Ryan Garcia or Tank Davis or whatever. You're like, well, that was too. No, in the boxing world, for the toll that it does to your body, they're earning every single penny that they're making, and you're not seeing those guys that are not getting paid the millions. They're out in the public eye, and the guys that are getting paid $1,500 and $2,500, sometimes $5,000-$6,000, maybe $10,000 if they're lucky. But every
lost Christian again, right? He was giving us a good answer.
Okay, well, let's get off that subject. Let's get off that subject because I don't know. It's a lot of that question. It seems like he can't stay in there. But anyway, Mr. Christian Smith, when you get back in, thank you for answering all of my questions. And Don, continue to try to have a rest of the good show.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it, Jay. We'll catch you later, brother. Appreciate that, man.
All right. Salute.
Yes, sir. Take care. There we have it. My man Jay York. Amen here, Mr. Tony Burgess. Burgess Boxing and Fitness there. Tony was looking at the fights with me last night. I know, I'm just messing, Tony. I know you saw the fights last night on Prime and all that good stuff. Good to see you. Thank you for coming in. James Horton. What's up, man? Rugged Promotions. Did I say that right? Yeah, Rugged Promotions. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank you for coming in. And he's been on my show. Came on earlier this year, James Horton. Trying to get that fight with Trey. Trying to get the fight with Trey. Good luck with that. Good luck. I hope you get it for sure. Yeah. My man Christian Schmidt, combat ring announcer, he went back out again. So he's coming back. He's trying to come back in here. We got a couple of more questions to ask him. I do anyway. Hopefully we can get him back in here for that. Just so we can get him in. Christian, are you there? And remember, you can call in 919-410-8736, or you can call through the messenger. You can do that too. But there is the number. Share the video. Thank you for sharing it. If you haven't shared it, share it. If you don't share it, it's no problem. We're going to keep on doing what we do. Next Sunday, while Christian is coming back, we're going to have Michael Williams Jr. and Sr. on. Wow. We're going to have them back on the show, talk with them for a little bit. And then that following Thursday, my man Victor Santiago on. And then that following Sunday, I got a call from Lucky Promotions out of Danville, Virginia, recommending this young fighter to come on. He said probably one of the top fighters in North Carolina at this particular time, young fighters, that is. Come on, Angelo Evans. I think it's D'Angelo Evans. I think that's right. But anyway, I got it wrote down. I got so much stuff wrote down. But anyway, that's how we're going to rock and roll for the next 2 to 3 weeks, for sure. Yeah. Let's see if we can't get him back in one more time. Let's see if we can get him back in here one more time. Something keep bumping him off. When you're doing good, things do happen, don't they? You just got to push forward. Keep pushing. Like Tony knows about keep pushing because he's got a group of kids over there that be working all the time. Okay, Chris, we got you back. Jay left. He finished up and everything, so he's gone. I got a couple more questions, and then we're gonna get out of here. First of all, there's a lot of places that you've been, Christian. A lot of events that you've been to. What would you like to announce if you could?
Well, I mean, any announcer you ask this question or fighter, you'd say Las Vegas, Nevada. I mean, it's by far the boxing capital of the world. I mean, it's where you grow up watching all the big fights under the big lights and the casino and all the attraction. I mean, when I've announced there in the past, you really feel like you're at the boxing or at the capital of the world. I mean, it's so awe-inspiring, and it makes you really, it's like, wow, you feel like you're on that higher level. Where would I want to go that I haven't? It would definitely be New York City, and I'm working on that. I'm getting closer with a promotion up there in New York City. That, and then after that, it would be London, England, because those crowds, those like soccer fans, that like to drink a lot, and you watch like Anthony Joshua in Wembley Stadium, Tyson Fury, and you used to see Ricky Hatton and people like Chris Eubank and Kilbrook and Amir Khan and those guys. Their crowds are so enthusiastic and so passionate. And a lot of times in England, they hire American announcers.
Yes, they do. Yep. You're right. They do. Yep.
They do. So I'm trying to get over there, but it's very competitive because a lot of great announcers are already have signed the promotion out there. But but ask me anywhere, it would definitely. I mean, I've announced it in the past, but it would definitely be Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas, okay. Your experience as a ring announcer, every time, sometimes we have ups and downs. Have you ever had a bad night of announcing?
Sometimes it'll be like really warm. I live in South Texas, or the air conditioning can go out. That's happened to me before.
Ooh.
And when you wear a jacket and you're under the really bright, intense lights, you can really perspire a lot.
Wow.
I love it so much, and I'm so blessed every time I get to get up in the ring that I can't say it was a bad night. Something like that. Really, I have never committed the cardinal sin, and in the announcing world, that's when you announce the wrong winner. Because you got to be laser focused when you step up in there. That's the one where if you ever do that, it's just like, it's not good. But But so yeah, I can't say that I ever
Have
did.
that. Okay. Uh, what? Look, you've been a lot of places. What places have showed you the most love since you've been ring announcer? What places, right off the top of your head, that showed you
Well,
tremendous love?
my hometown of San Antonio, Texas, obviously because I'm from there and I feel so at home and growing up there, I just feel like I really identify with the people. North Dakota, it's my mom's home state. To be up there,
Yeah.
and when they find out my mom is from there, it's special. The Rio Grande Valley in South Texas, where I was last night, they always treat me like I'm one of their own.
Good.
Out in Florida, great people, great boxing fans out there, but so many different places, and
Okay.
they've all been so kind to me and accepting of me. So how blessed I am
Yeah.
to announce in front of them.
What was it like for you? Because I saw you with him, and I've seen him a couple of times, and he's been on my show for a short moment. What was it like working with Roy Jones?
Um, Amazing. Behind the scenes, he's such a great guy, and he doesn't have to be. He's that mega
Yeah.
superstar.
Yeah.
And the part that I'll never forget. Aside from us two, um, he was great with me. We were the American commentating team. The part I'll remember though more is it was the first time in my life where I was made feel like a mega superstar. You're like, wait,
Mhm.
what? Let me explain.
Okay.
By our setup, we were at this. There was two rectangular tables. There was us speaking English, and then there was the Mexican where they spoke Spanish only. And Roy and I were kind of like close together because just the way that the commentators were set up. And when I refer to feeling like myself, like mega star, I mean I was because we were like really sitting close by when the fans, and these were the fans that had to get through the security, so they had to.
Right.
These were like special fans. I mean, people that knew somebody, fans,
Yeah.
or people that paid a lot of money, fans. And when they would approach the table, and I was right there to see the looks on their faces of being awestruck, and me getting that close to Roy, just seeing just that kind of that twinkle in their eye, and they're kind of they're bringing up gloves to get signed, or a shirt to get signed, or shaking his hands, and Roy was great with them, but to be that close and to see those people and the passion in their eyes, because when you've seen someone for years on television and like a megastar, he's not a former champion, he's not a name in the game, he's not a boxer, he's a super mega star. I mean, that's like a household name. When I used to be a writer for FightNews.com, one time, our editor Flat Top, I was talking about just interviewing some of the fighters.
Yeah.
And he goes, Christian, I can get you access to any fighter with the exception of Mike Tyson and Roy Jones Jr.
Right.
He's that big of a star that literally he was one of the people named by the editor of Fight News, rest his soul. He said anybody in this business, minus those two, and to be with one of those two guys. He's a down home country guy. He's from Florida, Pensacola, Florida. He made he would talk to everybody that came up to him. It was a primarily Spanish speaking environment too, and he's a megastar with them.
Mm.
And so it was a lot of fun. There might be something, or he and I are working together soon. I can't say what it is.
Let's go. It's okay.
You will be at the top of that list to find out.
Great.
If it happens, it'll happen next month.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
But yeah, it was a privilege, and he didn't try to make anybody feel under him. He didn't try to make anybody feel like less than him, or he didn't want to make himself feel superior to me or anybody on our camera crew. And not only because of his name, I'd like to work with him again, side by side, commentating again.
Great. Great. Wow, man. That's all right because I saw it. I met him a couple of times, and I can vouch for what you just said. He's just a nice guy. He's gonna take a picture with you. He's gonna talk to you for a hot second or two. He's just a normal person, and I agree with you because I've met him myself, and I just want to know what your experience was like with him, and it was tremendous. One more question for somebody that's coming into the uh, 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 announcing world, been trying to be an announcer. What advice would you give to them, Christian?
Well, the number one way right off the bat, when I can tell that someone's not going to make it, is all too often I get this question: how much money do you make? How much do you get paid? And of course we all have money, right? I mean, of course we all do. Who doesn't? But in this profession, if that's the first question that you ask, you think you're going to get rich or whatever, I mean, you're not going to make it. I know right away.
Well, you've been honest about it.
Yeah. The second one is, hey, I want to announce for DAZN or ESPN or you don't just start out there.
Yeah, you don't.
Start out there.
You don't.
If you want to get involved in this business, first off, you got to be prepared to volunteer your time, not get paid a penny. You got to contact a local amateur show that they obviously don't have maybe a professional guy that's been there for years, or a local top man or something, or boxing for kids or something. You gotta go there to get your experience, and you have to invest in a wardrobe. You got to be wearing a suit, a tuxedo. You got to look like a ring announcer. One major mistake I see is all too often. I mean, you get up there and you don't have the proper attire. People are going to treat you that way. I know that I have to wear a tuxedo. I got to dress nice, dress the part, and then people respect you that way. So you got to be able to invest, look the part, and just be realistic with yourself. You don't start off at the top. I don't care how good of a voice how good of a voice you have, or what kind of a knowledge you have in the sweet science. It's a process, and I mean, for as long as I've been in it, I mean, I still consider a baby learning every day.
Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Ramon Emiliano Estrada from Bakersfield.
Hey, what's happening, man? How you doing?
Doing good, man. I just want to give a big old shout out to Christian Smith. Real good guy, man. Good ring announcer. He takes real passion in what he does, man. I have a question for him. What got him into being a ring announcer? What got him into boxing?
What's going on, man? Sending love out to you. Always so supportive of me. Hope everything's good out there in San Bernardino. Hope your wife's doing good. Hope she's getting better. I know she had some health problems recently. So thanks for all your support. I hope your family's doing good.
You're welcome, Christian.
What was it that I mean? It was more that inspired me was the passion that I had just watching boxing for years. And it starts out with the Rocky movies, and then I watched George Foreman versus Evander Holyfield. Seeing that back in 1991 on pay-per-view, it's such an event. The big lights, the drama that everything brings. Classy guys like George Foreman, rest in peace. Thank you, George, for all the memories, fellow Texan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People like Roy Jones Jr. I love the platform, the theater of the unknown. You don't know whatever is going to happen. I don't care how much better one guy is than the next guy. Once that bell rings, anything can happen. It's the great unknown. And even in boxing, one guy can be winning the fight, and one punch can change it there at the end, and change and the outcome can be decided just like that. So, it's brutal. I don't like seeing people hurt, but I love that unknown aspect that comes along with it. So just loving boxing so long, and then being a presenter myself, that's what got me into boxing.
Yeah, great answer.
That's good. Keep up the good work, Christian. Any promoters that are watching, man, you need a ring announcer, Christian Smith will do the job.
You're the man, bro. Thank you so much for all the support.
Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. All right. Hey, and Don, you're doing a good job on your show, man. Keep up the good work also, man.
Thank you so much.
Stay blessed by the best. Stay blessed by the best. I wish everybody in the boxing game the best, and everybody, the boxers, the cutman, everybody, all the promotion companies. I would like to see the smaller promotion companies from Texas work with the promoters here in California, so we can see the fights that we want to see, because there's some good talented boxers in Texas, man, that they don't get the shine they need, because due to the politics and all the other stuff that goes around it, because there's politics in boxing. You know that, and we know that, but to make boxing great again, all the small promoters need to work together, man.
That's it.
And the big promoter.
That's right.
All right. So you guys have a good one. Stay blessed by the best, everybody.
Thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
To your family.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's just what.
Yeah. Great call. Appreciate you coming. What I'm saying. Oh wow! Look, Christian, we're winding this thing down, man. It's been a good show. I mean, even through the difficulties, it's still been a great show tonight. You came through. We had some few phone calls, and it's just been a wonderful show from the top to the bottom. And this is the way we like it here. Any questions for me?
Oh man, how awesome is this right now? So how did you get involved in boxing?
How did I get involved in boxing? Sum it all up real quick and short. I got a best friend in Michigan. He's in Detroit, Michigan now. He was an amateur boxer, and I wanted to go into acting. And he said I would used to get up with him, run with him, and go to his fight. He was fighting there. He was fighting out of Kronk, little amateur boxer, and we just stuck together. I said, and he just got me into the mode of boxing and watching him and being around him every day. So I just fell in love with boxing. I just felt because of him, And then we made a agreement one day. He said, if you make it big, you take me with you. And I said, well, if I make it big, I'll take you with me. And we're still good friends today. That's how I got into boxing. Not only that, I met James Toney there in a Livonia boxing gym there where he was getting ready to fight Mike McCullough. So that was a long time ago. That's when it all started out for me. For me, with my best friend, and I met James Toney, and it was just there from on out. I just love boxing, and it was great. It's just that's how it started for me. Yeah.
Oh man, I would love it if you got James Lights Out Toney on your show.
We had him on. We had him and his brother on at the same time and his brother comes up here. DMC Can. He's out of Saginaw, Michigan. That's his brother. He's the vice president. I don't know if they're the UBF or something like that, but it's a boxing association. It's a small boxing association, and he's a vice president. I had them both up here about 2 years ago. Can came on last year. He comes on. James has been up here. Yeah, James Toney has been up here before.
James Toney, great boxer. Okay, I do have another question.
Sure.
You're top 10 pound for pound right now.
Wow. My top 10 my top 10?
Oh, current pound for pound.
My pound for pound, and wow. Ooh. You caught me off guard with that one. Where do I begin? I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you, because I can't think of 10 right now, but what I'll do, I'll give you the top 3 to 4 that's on my mind right now. That's what I'll do. I like Bam Bam. I think he's in there. Bam Bam, he's in there. Bud Crawford, I like him. Yusuf, I like him. In that welterweight division, 147. I can't think of his name right now, but those 3 right there is on the top of my head right now, it just comes to those 3 come to me immediately, and that's what I can give you at this moment, because I know there's more, but I just can't shoot them off the top of my head right now.
Yeah, Tokyo Monster.
Oh yeah. That was the other one. Yeah.
His skills are scary. I'm cheering for my boy Ramon Cardenas from San Antonio to beat him, but he's finally coming to the United States. The Tokyo Monster finally. We don't have to wake up at 2 in the morning.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
You're
fun.
exactly right.
But he has
Yes.
to travel, though. I mean, in order to be a pound for pound legend in boxing, you have to travel outside your country. I don't care if you live in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yes, you have to go to other countries, go to other people's backyards to really
Well,
respect.
yeah, and that's what Yusuf did. That's what Yusuf did. He went to a lot of back countries. I mean, not back country, but a lot into different countries, and that's how he, built himself up the way that he is. He said, okay, well, I'll go over to, I'll go over to England. It doesn't matter. He did what it takes, and that's why he's the heavyweight champion of the world. So yeah, that's for sure. Look, Christian, I've got to get out of here, and I know you do too, man. We've had a great show today. There's some more questions that I can ask, but I'm gonna hold those the next time around to build my question repertoire for you.
Yeah.
But any last words?
Thank you. I just want to say thank you so much to Donnie for accommodating my schedule. And once again, I apologize. I don't know what the heck they probably even were. That never happened to me before. But I just want to say thank you, Donnie, for your generosity. Keep up the great work. You're providing a platform. You're doing us a major favor for us to tell our stories, for other people to learn more about us. So thank you for doing that. I'd love to come back on the show again down the road. If you need any help getting people, I know you got my friend Steven on. That was great.
Oh, yeah.
I'm very glad you got him. What's up, Steven, watching in Huntsville, Alabama. So thank you for that. But as long as you want me back, I would love to come back.
Sure. Always.
And people's show getting bigger and bigger by every show. So keep up the great work.
Well, we appreciate it, man. Me and Jay, thank you for coming on, Christian. You've been on, I think maybe 1, 2, maybe 3 times anyway. I'm gonna shoot to say that, but we appreciate you coming on to this program here. And we want to say to you, you're welcome, always welcome back here for me and Jay, no doubt about it, man. Oh yeah, how can the people find you and watch you, man?
They can find me on Facebook. Very easy. Just put in Christian Schmidt. And or also on Instagram, it is Christian Schmidt Announcer. I would, I'd love to hear from any boxing fans and love to talk to you, talk about boxing all day long. So,
no doubt about it, man. We appreciate you, man. Thank you, Christian. We'll catch you next time, man.
Myself, thank you so much, Ty.
Yes, sir. Great talk tonight with my man Christian. We had some technical difficulties, but we made it through. It's always good to have him on. I love to have my ring announcers on. Brandon Lashley, Christian. I got a couple more that I like to bring on also. We'll be back. We'll be back next Sunday for sure. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We got the Michael Williams Jr. and Sr. coming through. They hadn't been on since October 24. Against the fight he had with Chop Corley. Since then, that was the last time he was on. So we look forward to seeing him. Is all in God's will. James Horton says they got a new Rumble champion, Brandon Carey. So we need to bring him on the People Show. Yeah. Well, it may be late April or what is it? April's after April, May. Yeah, may have to get him on in May or late April. We'll see about that. Appreciate y'all, man. It's been a great show. Christian did a fine job tonight. Always does when he come on the program. And he talked about some things that me and Jay has been talking about. For you boxers, make yourself promoters, boxers, referees, whatever. Anything dealing with boxing, make yourself accessible. You want to come on and then we can't get hold of you. It causes all kinds of problems. And guess what? We're moving on. I'm gonna keep it real with you. We're moving on. We're gonna keep going right on to the next person because we don't have time to hold your hand. We want you to come on. We give you a date. We give you the time. It's all you got to do is come. It don't cost you a doggone thing to come up here. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you was on, if you'll do whatever. If you was on Fight Hype or something like that, you're gonna do what they tell you to do. simple. I'm gonna keep it real with you, and we discussed that tonight. And I thank Christian for bringing that up. All right, look, let me get out of here, man. It's been a great show. But we'll be back. We're gonna roll in. We'll be rolling for the next 3 weeks. We'll be back next Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's been a great show tonight. Look, we'll look to see y'all next Sunday. Appreciate it. Take care.
In North Carolina, there's only one podcast. A podcast of the people. We report the news. We report the opinions. We give the people a voice. We give the people the plug. Plug into the People's Show. A J. York production.
That's our time on the People's Show. That's our time on the People's Show. Join us next time with our new exciting guest. To be a guest on the People's Show, email dmost42@gmail.com. The People's Show is a J. York production. Thanks for your comments, call-ins, and questions.